Warning! The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Geoguessr. We are doing a complete world today. Map by Edmund with some fancy characters thrown in there to just make it clear. Now, it's supposed to be like 6,000 locations with at least one location in every country in the world. We can't move where we are, and we have a copyright down here at Carlos Buson. I'm thinking, because of that, we gotta be in an area that doesn't have official coverage. Now, Carlos Buson with the O definitely sounds to me like a Spanish or Portuguese name. Now, the best bet might be an island either in the Caribbean, some of Central America, or even up top, French Guiana, for example. Now, this, we can't move. We can go off of trees, we can go off the fence, what appears to be flowers of some sorts, some trees, the ground, and whatever this is. We really have nothing to go on here, which means it's probably going to be very tough to get a good score in this. Now, I didn't look at what the average was. I'm going to assume right off the bat it's probably less than 10,000. But I'll have the average in the description below if you guys are interested. I'm not going to know until after it, but it's going to be there for everyone to see. Now, the reason we're going with French Guiana kind of has this, I'm going to say, tropical feel to it. This is right over by where the equator is. That's where Ecuador essentially is. So we're pretty close. And then, I don't know why French. I did say it could be Portuguese, and Brazil is kind of Portuguese. We don't want to guess French though, right? Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuela, but that's a lot more Spanish. And we already know we're in Portugal is official. Doesn't say that we can't be, so we could be on one of these islands that are Portuguese. This is definitely tough. Or Paraguay. Paraguay. Let's move to Paraguay. This one move from French Guiana to Paraguay is what, like 2,000 miles? Big fucking difference. We're not gonna find anything. Let's just make our guess. Wow! Look at that fucking guess. 36.1 miles. We ended up being in Paraguay. I'm glad we moved our fucking guess. I'm glad we just threw it down in Paraguay. Oh man. End up being at a little house without any information over by the Yapane River in the Amambe department. Sarambi is probably one of the closest places. Ooh, again, we can't move. Not happy about that. But we do have a well set up. Here's the thing. This is probably the dude taking the picture. It looks a little Russian. Daniel Rowler. Now, we have a few options. A country in Africa. This is where I would at least expect to find most hand-powered wells, hand-pump wells, would be in Africa. Now, this is what my uncle does. My uncle helps Kenyans find sources of clean water. If there happens to be a place to do a well, he'll do a well. That doesn't necessarily mean we're in Kenya. There are places that would try and help people get clean water all throughout Africa. The issue is, even though it says a complete world with a location in every area, this white boy ain't going to Sudan anytime soon. Or South Sudan. Probably not Somalia. Eritrea, probably not. I don't think Central African Republic or Chad. I don't think. There's a lot of places it could be. We definitely have the Savannah-esque feel. So we could forget about most of the northern part of Africa. This is where the Sahara Desert is. It's not that green, but it's kind of green, so we could be on the border. I'm going to go with either Tanzania, maybe Ethiopia. I know I said I didn't want to guess that. Cameroon doesn't look anything like this. What the fuck are you doing, man? Allow access. I don't care. What the fuck? Leave me the fuck alone right now. Holy shit. If that seems a little out of place, I did have Java come up when I first hit record. I'm going with Tanzania. I don't know why. Actually, maybe one of these. We know we're not by a lake because I would see water. And lakes have a better source of clean water. So we're probably a little bit out in the country. And then the Republic, definitely a little green. I don't even know if Americans are allowed in the Congo right now. I think we're actually shut out. Ethiopia maybe, but look at that. I don't know. Yeah, what the fuck was Twitch trying to do? And it's, I don't know. Maybe I have a fucking virus. My computer's been shut off for like 2 days. So, who knows what the fuck is going on. This is what's interesting. This is probably a water purifier or something along those lines. Yeah, the only other place I can think might be like Bumblefuck Australia. Just the middle of the fucking country in Australia. And that's actually where it ends up being, is the middle of Bumblefuck Australia. We got 2 more points, and you guys went with Zambia. Ends up being, it's not even going to show us. That's how remote this location was. It doesn't even have a name near it. And we got these places, but these are definitely, yeah, I was going to say this is probably from the Aboriginals, who are the first inhabitants of Australia. The fact that we both guessed over here, though, whoever the leader is, we think alike. Again, another copyrighted image. I wasn't expecting this. The fact that it says a complete world, I was expecting a little bit more, I don't know, countries we've been to before. The ability to move around. We definitely have these typical layered, tiered systems of agriculture. We do have a Jeep, well, a Toyota, actually, back here. These appear to be mud brick, but that's not going to matter. We do have a wall, and what appears to be a city with a dome. And we don't got much to go off of here, like, at all. I'm sure if we were able to move, we would be fine. That looks like somebody wearing a burqa, but I can't be too sure about that, so we're just going to pretend that that doesn't exist. Definitely feels old. I want to guess around Israel. Maybe we go with Syria, Lebanon, or Jordan. Maybe a little bit of Iraq, Saudi Arabia. We've been going to places we really haven't considered. I believe Jordan does have street coverage. Syria, on the other hand, we just have to, I guess, get lucky. I think Syria is a good guess. I don't know too much about anything. We really can't move. We really can't get any information. If we knew a little bit more about agriculture, maybe we'd be able to figure it out. That looks like a life. No, that's a water bottle. I was gonna say a life straw, which kind of same thing. They are growing what appears to be corn. This looks like corn down here. Corn kind of grows everywhere. And usually with these layered, tiered agriculture, what happens is the water runs down. So whatever crops need the most water goes up top, and then towards the bottom, not as much. This could also be a valley where there could be natural water in there. I'm going off of a lot of random assumptions that probably mean absolutely nothing to wherever we are. I think we're in a good spot. I'm going based off of the design of the buildings that we could see from where we could see them. This is something you'd expect in like a Middle Eastern area, at least from my depictions of the Middle East on the news channels. Kind of see these quite frequently. Let's just go with Syria. Ends up being Yemen. Alright. You guys didn't get it either. You guys end up going with Iran, which I'm okay with. I mean, look, come on. I figured a complete world, you're just gonna have at least one in every country, right? But three of the countries we've had out of 197, I think, recognized countries have been the ones that haven't been covered. You know what I want to know? And this is you guys' your question of the weekend. How many countries are officially covered by Street View? Now, we already know how many countries there are in the world. if there's only like 50 countries covered by Street View, then it makes sense, because then we're at a disadvantage. Then it's like a 3 to 1, not covered to covered. If it's the other way around, it's like 150 are officially covered, then we just have, I guess it would be an unlucky seed. Yeah, because here we are, we can move again. It's a copyright Google, so that would actually make sense. I feel like we're in Japan. We're definitely on the left-hand side of the road, and we do have a sign coming up. This definitely has a lot more diversity than a diverse world. And take that as you will. Amami Airport, Virgin Forest of Mangrove, Ohama Seaside Park, 81, which is the hexagonal 81, which doesn't actually help us. We can try to find Tatsugo or Setotuchi. The Amami Airport might actually be one of the best things we can look for at this time. Can we find anything right off the bat? Maybe not. We could try and find the Amami Airport. Now, my thinking is that Amami is a region, not a city, and kind of fits my thought. Mori. No, it's gonna have to be one of these cities. It's gonna have to be. We can keep looking. We could also start looking for Setotuchi. And we were going south. We could also look for 85. The Seaside Park is what's throwing me off. So there's water to our east, which makes me want to guess kind of over by our east because of that. But Seaside Park doesn't actually have to be anything. Probably not by Tokyo. Oshima Island. Come on, something, anything. Well, at least we know we're probably near Japan. Can we find a phone number and try and put that into effect? I see the 13, but I don't think that matters. I don't think that's the phone number. 81, that's the place we are. Left-hand side of the road, we already knew that. The real partner, Telly 52, so there is no area code here unless it's just the 5, which would be the middle of Japan, which is kind of where we are. I mean, I guess you could have water east if you're over here as well. Let's see. The 5-2s is what's throwing me off. The Shoe Plaza. Alright, you guys like shoes. Over a little river. Actually, that's the sign we want. No, go back. Did we go too far? We went too far. God damn it, man. Akina, which is up north. I thought it was up north. We've seen Akina before. We have 2 seconds. Quick. Quick. Fuck. Where? No. Well, there's the Seaside Park. Where the fuck is Akina? Is it... Obviously, it's got to be down here, right? Amami. Yeah, so Amami is... Oh, god damn it. Amami was the name of the port, so we done fucked up. And then another unofficial coverage. I can't even tell you what this man's name is because I can't read the script. We definitely have that desert feel to it. Wow, we got fucked now. We're gonna be lucky if we break 10,000. We had a chance. We were doing well until that Japanese location. Amami just, that wasn't something I was gonna be able to figure out. You guys clearly did. Now this looks like a group of scat. So animals clearly live here. We definitely have this, I think this is limestone. Could be sandstone. It's basically just compressed layers of dirt and dust over the years. You see this a lot on Mars. And dry like riverbeds and lake beds. Oh no, this is mudstone. Yeah, this is definitely mudstone. Does that help us? No. But I think the Middle East is probably going to be a good guess. At least from a lot of images when, who are we looking for? Saddam Hussein. Like, this was the landscape. Which means this general area. I'm gonna go with Iraq. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a terrible person. I'm probably just a terrible person. We're not gonna get any clues. We can't move. We can't go anywhere. We literally have this image. We have a little bit of trash. We have a little bit of poop. We have another person walking. Like, come on. What are we supposed to get from this? I couldn't tell you. Show me Iraq. And it ends up being the middle of Saudi Arabia. You guys went with the Oman Empire. Well, it's not the Empire anymore. The land of Oman. So the middle of Saudi Arabia, which I believe doesn't have coverage. I went for Iraq just because. I don't know why. Kind of in the middle of it. You guys got a few more points than me, but that's what happens. But we were able to break 10,000. That was definitely hard. I think you guys are going to agree that that was not very easy. It's also clear that my Japanese is terrible. Very terrible. But look at that. Look at that spread kind of in the Middle East. Like, there was a lot more spread in this than I think normal. Especially if the leader barely broke 13.5. I think that means we should probably put this into our rotation. So I think that's a good idea, but I want you guys to let me know what your opinions are. Do you guys want to see this in the rotation? Let's bring up the full results, see how everyone did. Yeah, no, everyone doing as I don't want to say poorly, but everyone doing kind of this feel. Martin coming in with the Australia guess though. The Tapper's Tea. No, it doesn't look like anyone else got that Australia guess. Which, that's pretty good. Everyone else doing great, though. So, Philly Martin, myself, Tapper's Tea, Cost Jonathan, and Alex. Who, still going for the 0 points. But look at that spread in the Middle East and that Australia guess. That right there just goes to show just how tough it is. So, Paraguay, no street coverage. Saudi Arabia, no street coverage, and then where else was it? Yemen, no street coverage. And technically there's street coverage in Australia, but where we were there wasn't, which is why the copyright was so confusing, and why I think everyone guessed Africa besides Martin, and then fuck Japan. But that's all we got for the day. We are going to be doing Debre's map, so the Balkans. And that's going to be scheduled for Monday. But I'm going to hold off on continuing to do a complete world until you guys tell me you like it or you hate it. But come on. If Aphelion, who normally almost gets perfect scores every time, is walking away with under 14,000, I think that means we need to start working on this map. What do you guys think? But until next time, thank you all so much for being here. I do hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all on Monday for yet another episode. Have a good rest of your day and weekend. And bye-bye.